What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Bryce with the Real Squad. Just got back from watching that Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Fresh out the theater. Here to bring you my fresh thoughts. No spoilers. Not gonna spoil anything. Brought my man with me. Come on, man. Pay some respects. And with that being said, let's get into this review. First things first, Marvel, I want to congratulate you at the beginning of this movie. It was pretty much a funeral service for Chadwick Boseman slash T'Challa, like all in one. And you can tell Ryan Coogler, the director, and everybody else surrounding the funeral scene was definitely looking at it as, yeah, this is T'Challa, the character, but this is also our friend Chadwick Boseman. And you can feel it in the beginning of this movie, and man, it was definitely a tearjerker. How about, I can put it like this: it was a decent sized crowd theater, and the entire beginning of the movie, it was dead silent. And there was a moment when the Marvel montage comes up with the Marvel little, the spelling of all the comic book pictures. It was silent, dead silent. It was crazy. It was really interesting feeling to have at the theater, I'll say that. But that immediately pulls you in to the drama. Like, this movie is packed with some heavy heavy shit. Letitia Wright, Shuri, has, this movie hinges on her. It was like an emotional roller coaster. I didn't know what direction they were gonna go with the Namor thing, but I did like it. The fact that they brought in all this Aztec lore, and I like how they made it a real big difference from Atlantis. So it was no confusion as far as, what Aquaman got going on in his movies. There's a great distinction. There's no confusion there. So I really appreciate that. Like, you can look at the Aquaman movies, you can see what they got going on with Namor and his people, and it's like night and day difference. So I did appreciate that, because I knew that was going to be a big thing going in, that I was going to be interested to see how they did their Atlantis or whatnot. And they switched a little bit of things up, and I know I said this in a lot of reviews, but when you switch something and change it, you can do it as long as you show respect and you do it right. And I felt like Ryan Coogler definitely showed respect to the character of Namor, and he did it right. So everything really I felt like the movie was gonna hinge, for me, a lot of it was gonna hinge on Namor and Letitia Wright. And I was thoroughly impressed of what they did with Namor and how they concluded. I don't want to say concluded, but they began and ended Shuri's story. And Angela Bassett, that's another person I want to mention. The queen. I'm just gonna call her the queen. Oh my God, I was so impressed at. I was just. It was the point in the movie. Everything she said, I wanted her to say. Everything she did, I wanted her to do those things. So that's how I know I was drawn in. Like, okay, she's doing and saying everything I want her to say. And it was one point in the movie where she, like, pretty much shows the world how badass she is, and I just really like that scene. It was more than a few scenes where I had to, like, almost like shake my head and clap my hands, like, yes, this is how you do it. This is how you show dominance or assertiveness. And even with my man Namor, him having the little wings on his feet, having to do with water in Atlantis. Usually the water power people usually get downplayed a lot, and they made Namor actually menacing. The only thing I can say about him is maybe the few of the line deliveries. He delivered some things that, didn't hit as hard, but it was the way that he looked, but his presence, his screen presence, or how he delivered it, that made it work. Not all of the lines were good, though. I'll say that. It can do a little work with the bad guys, man. My man Killmonger, the way he talks and the way he sees himself to the world and how he wants to present himself to the world is still top notch. But Namor is right there behind him. There's some nice cameos in here, and I want to go ahead and touch on, like, the action real quick. I did not think it was gonna go as far as it did with. I'm gonna go. Well, there's a lot of death in here. I'll say that. That's not a huge spoiler, but it's clearly gonna be some warp shit popping off. But I was just surprised on how far they went with it, and they really didn't hold back. It was a strong emotional movie, man, and I could be biased now because I am black. No, me, you feel me? But I was in this movie, bro. It was a lot of moments and just little subtle things that happen here and there that just really worked for me. But like I said, my one of my biggest problems are Riri Williams. I think I'm saying her name right. Sorry, if that's the character. Riri Williams, the Ironheart character. She came on a little strong. I feel like maybe she probably should have got like a TV show or a solo movie before this. To show a little bit more of a character development. But after a while of watching her, she does warm up to you. So I feel like when we see her again, it will be under better circumstances, and she did okay. I'll bring up the actress's name. I don't really know her name off top. This was the first movie I ever saw her in, but yeah, man, Letitia Wright. Oh man, she held this movie together. Her and Angela Bassett, but more so her. I'm just really pleased with what Ryan Coogler did, and he clearly had a lot more money. He was able to do a lot more things in this movie, and it shows, man. So I hope everybody goes to see this, man, and I hope this franchise stays in the hands of Ryan Coogler, and maybe he'll end up getting some other type of projects, some other interesting things. But I'm impressed with what Ryan Coogler did and where he comes from, and his everything about Ryan Coogler so far. Thumbs up, man. I love what you're doing. Keep doing it. But yeah, that's just my quick spiel on Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, man. This was tough, dude. This was a tough watch, but I definitely need everybody to go see this, though, for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and rank it. I'm gonna give Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. I'll give it a 8.5 out of 10. And man, it's a strong 8.5, a real strong 8.5 out of 10. I really love this movie, and it definitely has some rewatchability because it would be some things that you might have missed or some subtle hints here and there. But for those who are going to the theater this weekend, there is a mid credit post scene or whatever, but there's no after credit post scene, so don't stay for hella long. Just watch the first few of the credits, then you'll be good. But yeah, man, that's just the Real Squad. Real quick spill for you. Didn't want to go in too deep. Maybe in a couple of days, I will drop a spoiler review and get into more depth things about the movie. But yeah, man, it's been real with the Real Squad. Appreciate you guys for coming through. Been doing some moving around in the studio. Still working on it, but we'll see. But I appreciate you guys for coming through. It's been real with the Real Squad.